Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So, we're going to talk about crypto layoffs and crypto job losses and why this actually may be good, not for only the crypto industry, but for the entire market. So, Galaxy Digital, with the mighty Mike Novogratz, has cut 1/5 of its workforce. That is a really, really big cut, 20% of your workforce. And the shares have fallen 80% in the last year. So obviously, these crypto shares have fallen through the floor. So Galaxy Digital, a crypto-focused finance service firm run by noted investor Mike Novogratz, plans to cut at least 20% of its global workforce, according to 4 people familiar with the matter. While our industry continues to face macroeconomic headwinds, Galaxy remains focused on building for the future state of institutional adoption on the enhancing long-term shareholder value. We are always considering optimal team structure and strategy and will share future plans when finalized. So essentially, they're cutting 20% of their workforce. They're really downsizing. They lost 80% revenue, but they're not the only ones. We also have Huobi Global, which, by the way, Justin Sun just bought part of, but they deny large-scale layoffs and key exec resignations, but I think we know what's actually happening there. And a spokesperson from Huobi says the rumors of layoffs are untrue, but I'm willing to bet they're at least partially true. So the thing is, we're seeing a lot of big layoffs from big crypto companies, both funds and exchanges. But this actually may be good for crypto because remember, we're seeing some layoffs overall on the market, and the fastest way for us to get into a bull run is for everything to crash. Well, for big layoffs to come in terms of employment. So the thing is, for crypto investors, not for the general public, but for crypto investors, a lot of layoffs, a lot of job losses can actually make for a quick dump and a quick turnaround, which is what I want. Now, I don't think the price is going to go down below 17.5, but I don't really care if it does go to 10K, if it turns around in like a month and goes back up to 20, 30K. And I think that might be the fastest way to do it because remember, the Fed is basically trying to crash the economy. They've been trying to crash the economy for a while to kill inflation. So if everything kind of collapses all of a sudden, inflation will go down because if people start resigning their jobs or getting not having jobs, they won't be able to spend money and spending will come to a halt. And after a month or two, we're going to see inflation drop dramatically because in a recession or a depression, we basically go into a deflationary status. And if that happens, the Fed definitely has to hard pivot course. And I think that is the only way for the Fed to actually hard pivot now. If Jerome Powell sees everything collapsing, he will pivot course, cut interest rates, and that will spur the next bull run, basically. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pain in the month or two, but as soon as people see him pivoting, and I think as soon as people see him pivoting, basically the market will come back up because crypto kind of relies on that, and of course yields compete with crypto staking. So if he cuts interest back closer to zero, crypto will become more plausible for people. So I do actually hope, sort of, for my own purposes, not for the economy purposes, that everything crashes very, very quickly. And then that gets us into kind of almost a deflationary environment. And that deflationary environment will prompt Jerome Powell to hurry up and pivot course on the interest rates. He will start cutting the interest rates. And after he cuts them a couple of times, I do believe that we will come back very fast and strong. And that could actually eventually take us to 100K, especially if they start issuing incentives, large cuts, and of course, stimulus payments, which is possible if we go into a deepened recession. You know, the government is a reactionary kind of mechanism, and for both political reasons and basically to help the economy out when it's in recession, they will issue those things. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, and that's why these layoffs and resignations could actually be good for the economy, but there needs to be more of them, and things need to start depressing and collapsing a little bit faster. Otherwise, we might be in for a very long recovery, and maybe just a couple more months of winter before we get into that long recovery. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.